Meet Cleo, an 11-year-old Morgan mare who has a lot of anxiety when it comes to cantering and being ridden in general. What I like to do with my horses first is long line. She was already broke to long line. She long lines fairly well. The only reason I have the draw lines on her is because she roots. If you'll notice my reins, they're loose throughout the majority of the videos, but watch. See that? She pulls against the reins constantly. This is from bad hands early on in her training. She's trying to escape the pressure from the reins, even when there's not pressure. She'll do this in a bitless bridle or even just riding in a halter. It's now just become a horribly bad habit. We do a lot of walking in our lines. We do a lot of jogging and trotting, depending on if the horse is Western. I ask her to canter by smooching. She understands what that sound means and steps into a nice relaxed canter. The only time I really touch the lines is to guide her. Other than that, I give her a nice loose rein. I follow her in the arena so I don't pull on her because I don't want her to be frustrated. Now, she doesn't have great balance in the canter, so I keep my reins soft and loose, allowing her to find her own balance. I don't pull on her reins. I don't get after her when she falls out of it. Again, she has anxiety and frustration when it comes to cantering. If I got after her every time she fell out of it, we'd have a disaster. Keeping everything relaxed and happy with an anxiety-ridden horse is the key to your success. Getting her to have this nice calm canter has taken quite a while. We do not have this canter under saddle yet, but I spent several weeks doing this in the long lines and not cantering under saddle until I got here. This is our starting point. When I can ask her to canter in long lines and she steps into it willingly, happily, and relaxed, now we can move on. Walking. Oh my goodness. Walking is the most important thing. When we start out, we walk. Between working, we walk. After working, we walk. When I ask her to go from a trot to a canter in the long lines and she falls out, I ask her to step back in. Otherwise, we walk between gaits, and I want her to walk relaxed and happy. It takes a lot of patience to create a really nice horse. Not just patience in you not getting frustrated or anxious about your horse, but not allowing your horse to get frustrated and anxious. And if you don't practice walking, you'll never get there. And it's boring to some people to walk, but it's so important. So now I've pushed her up into a little kind of trot, not a big trot. The goal for her is she hopefully will be a Western show horse. I want her to be correct. The biggest thing that everybody makes mistakes on is they try and just go slow. It's not how slow you go, it's how you go slow. And to teach a horse to go slow correctly, you have to go forward first. She's got to push off her back end. She's got to lift up her back. She's got to lift up her shoulders and push forward. Then you can create a proper jog. And you'll notice after a couple laps, she gets a little bit bored and she gets a little frustrated. She knows we're going to canter and she starts to root a little bit on the bit. I ask her for the canter with one smooch and she steps right in. She falls out. She's not that balanced. I smooch again. She steps back in. This is her bad direction. She is not right-handed. When we first started cantering in long lines, not only would she fall out of it, she would also swap her back end because she just didn't have any strength or balance. Many, many young horses will swap their back end. They'll maintain their correct lead in front, but swap out behind because they'll drop their hip to the outside. She's over that. She's gotten strong enough to maintain a lead. So we are starting to be ready to canter under saddle. We will start that in the round pen. Then we will move back out to the arena. I will show you lots of videos of her success through the next few months as she gets stronger and more calm under saddle at the canter and at the walk and jog. Back to a nice walk. All right, guys, see you next time.